If you think the Flare airdrop ending is old news, you are about to miss one of the largest, most calculated wealth transfers into the XRP ecosystem. What's about to happen in the next 6 weeks could fundamentally reprice this entire network, and most people are looking the other way.
Right. The common belief is that this story is over, but the reality is the end of the airdrop wasn't a conclusion, it was the starting gun. A 6-week countdown has officially begun for a $20 billion wave of institutional capital. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the exact timeline and show you the battle-tested platforms that are ready to absorb this flood.
All right, first things first. We have to understand why the entire game has just changed. Section 1. The selling pressure is over. The era of programmatic dumping has officially ended. So, a major chapter for the Flare network just slammed shut. The 36-month airdrop program is done. For 3 straight years, this network had to endure a constant, relentless flood of tokens hitting the market, month after month. This created massive, unavoidable sell pressure. And you know what? It was the single biggest red flag for any large-scale institutional investor.
This slide right here perfectly illustrates the massive shift that's happening. We are moving from the past, that high supply distribution phase on the left, to the future, the operational utility era on the right. The days of fighting against token inflation are over. We are now entering a completely new, steady-state model, one with a tightening supply that is built from the ground up for institutional-grade yield.
So, with that constant selling pressure finally gone, what happens next? Well, that brings us to Section 2, the $20 billion institutional signal. This is why the smart money is finally making its move.
This was the moment institutions were waiting for. And listen, this isn't my speculation. This is a direct forecast from Flare's CEO, Hugo Philion. He confirmed that institutions holding up to $20 billion worth of XRP are actively looking for a place to generate yield. They were never going to step in while the airdrops were creating that sell pressure. But now, that pressure is gone. And the most crucial part is the timeline he gave, a 4 to 6 week window. Let's just let that number sit there for a second. $20 billion. That's the scale of capital that's now been unlocked and is actively hunting for a home. It needs yield, it demands security, and it requires battle-tested infrastructure. And guess what? Flare has been quietly building all three just for this moment.
This brings us right to Section 3, and this is where it gets really powerful. Flare's new supply shock. With all that programmatic selling gone, a powerful new set of deflationary mechanics is about to take center stage.
Okay, to really grasp the impact of this supply shock, you've got to see the numbers. Out of a total supply of about 105 billion, 85 billion are in circulation. That 85 billion, that's the pool of tokens that these new burn mechanisms are now set to aggressively shrink.
And look at how this supply shock works. It's not just one thing, it's a multi-pronged attack. First, the inflation from the airdrops is completely halted. Second, a massive 2.1 billion token burn program is now active. Third, all network transaction fees get burned. And fourth, any unclaimed delegation rewards, they're destroyed. It's a 4-pronged deflationary engine, and it's just getting warmed up. And this isn't some theoretical plan. 66.2 million. That is the number of Flare tokens that have been permanently wiped from circulation every single month since October of 2024. Now that the airdrops are over, the net effect of this burn is about to become so much more powerful.
Listen, if you are watching this without a subscription to Crypto Global News, you are missing the alerts that track this supply shock in real time. The algorithm will hide this content from you next week. You need to click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline.
Now, on to Section 4. This institutional capital isn't just flowing into an empty field and hoping for the best. No, the XRPFi hub is ready and it has battle-tested infrastructure. Over 90 million XRP has already been minted on the Flare network. Let me be clear, this isn't a forecast, it's a fact. It proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Flare has already cemented itself as the primary go-to hub for generating yield on XRP.
So where's all this liquidity going? Well, the vast majority of it, we're talking over 80%, is already deployed and working across this core DeFi ecosystem. You've got protocols like Sparkex for high-volume trading, Kinetic for lending and borrowing, and Blaze Swap for those deep liquidity pools. The infrastructure isn't coming soon, it's already here.
And it's not just here. It's operating at an incredible scale. SparkDEX alone has already processed over $8.3 billion in trading volume. This is the proof that the network is robust enough to handle the kind of institutional activity that is now knocking at the door.
So this is the crucial question, isn't it? Which of these protocols is best positioned to capture the lion's share of that incoming $20 billion? Is it Sparkex, Kinetic? Go to our YouTube community post right now. The poll is live. I want you to cast your vote and then let us know your analysis in the comments.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most urgent section. Section 5, the 4-week window. This is the institutional entry point, and according to the CEO's own forecast, it is happening right now. Let's break down that 4 to 6 week window to make it tangible. Right now, as we speak, we are likely in weeks 1 and 2. That's the initial due diligence phase. Weeks 3 and 4, that's when we should expect to see the first capital actually get allocated. And then weeks 5 and 6 could see a second wave as the more conservative institutions follow the leaders. The clock is absolutely ticking.
For those of you, especially in the US, but also globally, who need intelligence as this unfolds, things are about to move way too fast for weekly explainers. You need to join my private Telegram. Use the QR code on your screen or the link that's in the description. You will get these updates there first in real time.
So let's put it all together. The sell pressure is gone. The supply shock is active. The institutional capital has a bright green light. Now that the path is clear, a brand new race is beginning. Which protocol is going to absorb all this capital and become the BlackRock of the Flare network?
In our very next briefing, we are going to analyze the #1 contender for that title. The link to that explainer is popping up on your screen right now. Click it, and I will see you there.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.